Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do a video on the top 5 reasons that I decided to shave my head. I shaved my head at the top of 2023, and my initial reasoning, this is number 1, was I was grieving and I was dealing with a lot of mental health struggles, and I just felt pulled to do a rebirth and to cleanse and just get all those old energies off of me. So I shaved my head. Number 2 was as I started to really grow into like being confident about how my self-image was with my head being shaved. I really am my own worst critic. I'm certain that most people can understand that, you know, we are our own toughest critics. And around 2017 was the first time that I shaved my head, and I really let a lot of people and negative criticisms get in my head, and also negative self-talk and critique from myself as well. So it was kind of like a redo of, okay, you know, I shaved my head that time, and I wore wigs to let it grow out and not really rocking my head out. My head is also not a perfect shape. You know, I think we see so many people on social media and how their shaved heads look, and we think that our heads is going to look like that, and it's not always the case. And it's really hard for me to find other plus size representation of people with their heads shaved. I'm not saying that they don't exist. Of course they exist. It's just really hard for me to find. I type it in on YouTube and Google, and it's really hard for me to find those images. So yes, it's a redo for me of, you know, not only a rebirth, but a redo from the first time that I decided to shave my head. Reason number 3, the reason why I decided to shave my head was definitely breaking images that people had in their head of how I should present and how I should look, which kind of ties back into what I was saying about a redo at 2017. I had a lot of people like very much judge the way I looked. Again, I was judging the way I was looking as well, because I had molded myself in such a way that to try to be traditionally attractive or traditionally beautiful, and so on and so forth, so that, you know, me having a shaved head is outside of the norm of what I kind of built my image around that time, which was me building my image technically on low self-esteem, just being completely transparent. Yes, just breaking the mold of what how people expect me to show up in my day-to-day life. I think that I had curated an image of how I was showing up, so people adhered to that image, and then when I did anything outside of that image, it became like a issue, you know? So it was definitely breaking an image thing for me as well. So yes. Number 4, going back into me finding it hard to find representation and inspiration of people with shaved heads, especially plus size folks with shaved heads. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that. If you can, obviously leave that down below, but it's so hard finding that representation, and I really wonder why that is. I was putting myself out there and being hopefully inspiration to somebody else. What else? I think was it rebirth, redo, breaking images, and being inspiration. Also finding beauty in how I look. I molded myself in such a way on social media to be the person that I wanted to see as a child. And I molded myself into trying to be this picture perfect person, to have this flawless skin, to have this, you know, everything like so. And And I realized that as I've gotten older, it's become hard for me to even view myself in, like, without makeup and etc. It was becoming hard for me to do that. And I felt like I was able to truly see myself and my beauty once I like shaved my head. I was able to look at my face and look at my scars and everything not being perfect. My head shape not being perfect, like that is really hard, you know, because you see so many perfectly shaped heads when you shave your head, that it's like it also is giving you something to adhere to. Well, when I shave my head won't look like this. My head, I have a wrinkly scalp, so you can't see, but it's more so in the middle of my head. I know you can't see it facing on, but I do have a wrinkly scalp. And it's, you know, fighting to keep up with these beauty standards and how everything is framed to be this picturesque and perfect thing. It's not possible. So love on yourself and who you are now. And that's my number 5, was really just making a new foundation for my self-esteem and how I view myself and my beauty. Yes. So if you have a shaved head, what is some of the reasons you shaved your head? I would love to know. Leave me a comment. Please subscribe. I hope that this journey is a positive one, because I really talked myself out of being on YouTube several times. So welcome to my family. Welcome all my fine ass people. We'll see y'all in the next video.